Hi, good people. I hope you're well wherever you are. And our Step Family Living question and answer series still continues. And thank you very much for the questions that you have sent. They have kept me busy and they have kept me sane during this quarantine time. And I can't thank you enough. Today's question. Hi, Jackie. I have 2 kids with 2 different fathers. I have a 9-year-old girl and a 2-year-old girl. The 2-year-old baby, the dad comes after every 3 months, stays for a few days, then off he goes. He is divorced, and that is the arrangement that we have. For the 9-year-old, she knows that the 2-year-old's dad is not her real dad and has only met her dad twice ever since she was born. The dad only sends money when he is asked for the money. So there's a time I got tired and I stopped asking for the money altogether. And mark you, I live in different cities with both the baby daddies. So the other day, my 9-year-old dad said that he wanted to see his child and he wanted to have some time with his child. I asked him to pay the school fees and he said he didn't have money by then. He asked me to actually look for some money. If I can, he will repay me back. But he did not. Or he did not keep the promise that he had made. Now, I would want my kids to have a relationship with their fathers. Kindly advise me on co-parenting tips, especially for my 9-year-old baby. How do I co-parent with the daddy? I have done several videos on co-parenting and I'm going to make sure that I link them in this video so that you learn more about co-parenting. What I'm going to share with you today is just simple, basic tips on co-parenting and that will support you in this journey. Co-parenting is a collaborative effort between 2 parents for the well-being of their child. For co-parenting to be effective, both of you must be willing partners or willing participants. That is an effective co-parenting. Sometimes those who are not willing, actually one of you goes to court and the court summons and ensures that the other person is also participating in co-parenting. But this is not where you are right now. You're not in a position that requires any of you to go to court. What do you need in this journey? So first of all, the child's well-being is key. The interaction between you and your ex should be about the well-being of the child, what you need to do so that the child is okay, and what does the child need so that she can be okay. That is the conversation that you will have with your ex. And during this conversation, you make agreements on visitation. I know most of us get these agreements from the courts, but you really don't need the courts. If the 2 of you can sit down and be mature enough and civil enough, you can actually agree on these basic needs that the child needs. Visitation. What do you want to do about visitation of the child? Is the child going to be visiting his father and staying with you, or the other way around? Or is it going to be shared? In whatever way, you can sit down with your ex and actually agree on the visitation of the child. There are some parents who really don't want their children to visit and visitation is not on the table. Some visitation is on the table. So that is something that you can negotiate with your child's father. The other thing is interactions. You mentioned that you don't live in the same city with the baby daddy or the daddy of the father of your child. What is the interaction going to be like? Is he also allowed to talk on the phone with his daughter? Is that something that you want to sit down and agree on? So that is also one of the things that you can set rules around with your ex. And then the third and the major thing is the responsibilities about the child's need. Your child needs school fees, needs food, needs shelter, clothing, education, health, those basic things that your child needs for their well-being. How is that, and this needs finances. How is that going to be shared among you, and how are you both going to make sure that your child does not lack and actually has all these things met? Those are also the things that you talk about in co-parenting with your ex. So I hope that you can have this conversation with your ex and it can be civil and mature, so that you don't feel like you actually are pushed to go to courts, or it has brought a lot of animosity between the two of you. If you can communicate around these things, then co-parenting with your ex will be easy.